I made this video a bunch of times before. I can say that I don't like using the word racism. I will just say that racists, they stick together. You don't ever want to be an outsider in an area that you don't really belong in, because people get a little comfortable talking to you in a way where they wouldn't usually talk to you if you're around more of the people that look like you. But I think the only time I've actually encountered, I'll say, more of discrimination in my life was at the age of 27 when I decided to go to Wisconsin. And understand, I'm just used to being like I feel like with Philadelphia, in spite of its crime and its violence, we are all poor and working class people. I'm not talking about the areas outside of Philly. I'm not talking about them. They don't count. I mean the city of Philadelphia, where you live on top of somebody. Literally, your house is connected with another person's. I feel like with Philadelphia, we all live on top of each other. We all poor. We're all working class. It's no mansion in Philly. You don't really sense racism there because everyone is the same. Everyone is just a poor working class, black or Italian or Irish or Hispanic, Jewish person just trying to get another dollar. And going to Wisconsin, it really, I had to really find out when I left how segregated it is. And let me explain this first. I understand why it's the way it is. I 100% understand it. I've made videos on this before. If you type in a video, because I was looking at this last night, I saw this video called the Disneyland Brawl. Check that out. Where it was a mother, it was two mothers, and it was a son-in-law, like it was the guy's brother-in-law, and it was a man. See, this is some punk ass shit. The men, they started off fighting each other, and then the brother-in-law, he swung on the guy's girlfriend, and then he beat his sister up where he knocked her to the ground. They only sort of intervened when they beat on the girl who looked a little bit better than the other lady. But then cause he beat on her because he thought that he knocked his mom out. The mom just fell down because she was trying to break up the fight. But when people see things like that, when people see people fighting in gas stations, they see teens looting stores, they do the smash and grabs, they do all these violent acts of, they do all these criminal acts that make the race look bad. I wouldn't blame you if you don't want to be around that. Now I ain't saying I felt good being treated the way I was, being discriminated against. But when I left, I just told myself, I understand why they did what they did. I understand it. They were really cold. I worked at a store, right? I worked at a store. And the guy, when I first worked there, I got the job. The guy shook my hand and he smiled at me in a way where I just knew he didn't really want he really didn't want me there at all, because I didn't understand how segregated Milwaukee is. Milwaukee is it's segregated where it's more of like a class thing, because like if you have money, they're not just going to let you in if you don't have money. But there are parts of Milwaukee, like the suburban parts of Milwaukee, where black people don't live. And they say how Milwaukee, the city, there's not a lot of opportunities there. But my problem is, look how you treat the things, look how you live in your own communities when you do have things, and you have a house, when you have a neighborhood, when you have schools. Look how you treat these schools. Look how you treat your supplies and your classrooms and your teachers and your neighborhoods. I mean, if you don't respect the things that you're already given, why would they want to give you more if you don't even respect what you're giving now? Like when it comes to government housing, there are rules, actual administrative rules in living in subsidized housing. But people don't follow these rules. People don't abide by these rules. But it's like if you don't respect where you live there, why should you be begging for more from people just to give you things that you're not even going to respect? But I understand. I'm not saying that it's right. I mean, it is kind of right, but it's like, cause let me tell you this. He didn't try to get to know me. He didn't really want to get to know me. He just saw. I'm gonna be honest. He just saw another nigga, right? That's all he saw in my eyes. But I told myself that it's a reason why people think like that. Now, I'm not. Let me just say this. I don't want to side. I don't want to be in his presence. I don't want to stand by people that think like that. They have that. They have that right. They're entitled to think the way they do. But I'm trying to explain that it's 100% justifiable when you see things like this on the news that I described to you. When you see fights, when you see, people brawling in public at amusement parks, you see kids robbing and looting stores and acting crazy and fighting in public. I 100% understand why people don't want to be around us. My only suggestion, though, if you want to be respected by people, you have to show that you're worthy of respect. Because with black culture, it's a very dysfunctional culture, but it makes people rich. Because I always wonder this: why would you not want to live around black people, but you listen to rap, you watch the movies, you watch the TV shows? I understand it's cool. You think it's entertaining to watch, but you don't live around people that you claim to love so much. And it all made sense. It's like Vlad TV. Vlad TV gets rich off of black dysfunction. Dudes, I don't know how rich this guy is, but he's gained quite, a nice amount of wealth over the years by just making videos on rappers and interviewing criminals. But it's like he doesn't live around the things that he likes, that like the people that he claims to like. And I understand why. Because he values his life. He values his life. Let me just explain this real quickly. For the most part, black people are not wanted in neighborhoods where you don't look like other people. They don't really want you in their neighborhoods. They don't want you around their kids. They don't want you in their schools. The only thing that you have of value, and you gotta listen when I say this, the only thing you have of value is singing, dancing, entertaining people, running a ball down the field, or dunking a basketball, or standing on some stage and telling jokes and making people laugh. That's your only use in this world, where you can get rich and people love you. Other than that, though, I'm not saying you can't do anything other than those things, but it takes a lot of work to do things like become a lawyer, become a doctor, have a career that requires having a career that requires an amount of respect. Those things, it takes a lot of hard work and dedication. And people don't really, they sort of second look careers like doctors and lawyers. Like when you have a lawyer or a doctor, how many times is your lawyer or doctor black? Not always. People don't really go for a black or they don't really go for a black lawyer or doctor or surgeon. They were really going for someone that's white, Jewish, or maybe from some other European country. Because they're not, it's just in the culture, it's not, those kind of careers are not really praised. But dope dealer, and if you want to find some some pussy, or you want to find something that's not good, something that goes against the Bible, yeah, they go to us for those things, like drugs, like, yo, where's the weed at, where's the coke at, where's the drugs, where can I find some action at, things like that. They go to you for those things, but they don't go to you for things like that actually require thinking, that actually can save someone's life. They never go to you for things like that.